Hello, Collective. Welcome back to my channel. This is Intuitive Tarot. Thank you guys for joining me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Y'all, I just decided I was going to just look at the first few cards on top of the deck, right? So I'm going to show you what they are. Just the first three, okay? Dark Soul Tarot Reader. I regret lying to you. Their card being repoed is their karma for blaming you. I don't know but the next card behind that is your ancestors are spiritually protecting you, okay? But this is, giving me like somebody looking at the fact that, I ain't gonna even say looking at the fact, this is somebody that's in a lot of regret. For whatever they told somebody. Because I feel like when it came to somebody actually getting a reading or something like that, it was because somebody was possibly like blaming, the other person for the fact that they wasn't using the intuition in the first place. Exactly. Like somebody went to somebody and got a reading, and it could have been a past life reading, right? But it may cause somebody to make a decision regarding something that now, may have caused, somebody to deal with the fact, like whatever they sent out, or the fact that they, gave, some false information on somebody that possibly was a divine being, could have been chosen. Because we're talking about a chosen one, but somebody's ancestors is protecting them because of what somebody, is blaming another person for, because of what their karma is. Yeah. Like this tarot reader could be blame, be regretting that they lied to somebody now about whatever that reading, consisted of. That's crazy. But I'm also getting like somebody, is very regretful for lying, in the first place to you. Because whatever they, may have gotten a reading on and it was wrong, it was, your ancestors shaking things up, you know what I'm saying? But somebody car being repoed for even blaming you. Like somebody could be feeling like because your ancestors is protecting you, and whatever they, are doing, they could be feeling like whatever they do, whatever's going on with them is something that you caused. Somebody like calling you a dark tarot reader or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever they did, it's like somebody either, reached out to a tarot reader, got a reading, listened to a reading, made a decision, or they, may have gotten a reading, no matter how big or small the reading was, what it covered, they regret lying to you. Whoever this reader is, like somebody now regret they lied to this reader. And like calling them a dark tarot reader or something like that. Or this is a dark tarot reader that gave somebody like a past life reading or something like that because of they, soul being dark. They may be a dark entity. They may be the lesson. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people, ancestors, are not going to show verbatim anything, about somebody's, spiritual journey. They movement and things like that when it comes to their energy and their destiny and stuff like that, as far as them having access to it to manipulate it. That's why it's important to know spiritual law. Like somebody, don't know somebody's spiritual ranking either. This is not a gang related situation. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna be able to call this out by colors. This is, a spiritual thing. So at some point, somebody, was unaware of like just how far, ancestors that passed away, as well as ancestors that still among us, how far these people go in the, what I'm saying, physically and spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Some people that done lashed out at people, what I'm saying, because they didn't like what the reader told them is, what I'm saying, one thing. But when your ancestors are not going to let a dark tarot reader, a tarot reader of the light, read something that they feel like is not valid in that reading to know, and you'll know because you'll get that nudge like that's enough. Like you'll be stuck saying just what you're saying. That's it. Now you'll have to move on. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't no need in study asking. Ain't no need in study. You know what I'm saying? Because it's to protect the person that may be cross watching to get information on that person. So if they want to call you dark for doing that, so be it. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, it would be somebody being called dark that isn't if this was in reverse. But it's not. It came out in the upright. You know what I'm saying? It was laying here in the upright. But at this point, I'm also, what I'm saying, it could be that way. It could be somebody that, but we can clarify, because I doubt, that this person, like what they got in the reading as far as the message, but shit, it is what it is. Clarify dark tarot reader. This is tarot reader dark. Upright, yes, reverse, no. Was this tarot reader dark? Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Was this a dark tarot reader? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Clarify. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Was this tarot reader dark? Got the High Priestess. With the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Because the High Priestess came out. Somebody could be saying a tarot reader is dark when they're not. Somebody could be saying this tarot reader was dark, but they're not. Clarify the High Priestess. Dark tarot reader. Give me some more on this. Clarify dark tarot reader with the High Priestess. Clarify dark tarot reader with the High Priestess. Clarify the High Priestess. What's the High Priestess? What's the High Priestess? Got the Three of Wands, Leo energy, with the Ace of Wands. Yep, somebody done learn they listen. Somebody don't like somebody's, somebody don't learn their lesson, when it comes to somebody's creativity. They progress, you know what I'm saying? New opportunities. The Emperor. Yeah. Whoever this is that's trying to say this high priestess could be a I want to say this is a hater, but I feel like this is somebody that does not like the fact that someone, has gifts. But at this point in time, it's like somebody is learning their lessons now. Like they, what I'm saying, had to gain some experience, or don't like the fact that somebody, has gathered enough information, you know what I'm saying, to be able to say, or have done something long enough to say that they know, you know what I'm saying, what they doing, or especially, if they got a lot of passion for what they do. What's the high priestess with the 3 of Wands? Like somebody could have been doing something longer than another person, or they feel like they more experienced than somebody else, or something like that. What's the high priestess with the 3 of Wands? What's the high priestess with the 3 of Wands? The Moon. With the Tower at the bottom of the deck. Like somebody feel like, whatever it is that they feel like, is like questioning somebody's intuition. Yeah. Making somebody, yeah, like somebody trying to get somebody to question their intuition so they can, what I'm saying, cause this tower. Like somebody trying to cause a tower. Or they calling somebody a dark tarot reader that really isn't, because they trying to, you know what I'm saying, like somebody's in a tower about this Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. Yeah. Like somebody wanted somebody to question another person's intuition, like saying that they, you know, like hiding something. Like I don't know if somebody telling, somebody, that's, yeah, somebody in a tower for like trying to make somebody feel like something, like somebody got some secrets or something like that, like they hiding something, like trying to confuse and trip them up and shit. Or telling them they got secrets and shit, like they know things. I don't know, somebody trying to make somebody feel like they, a high priestess when they not. But it's giving, somebody trying to confuse another person about their intuition or somebody else's intuition, making them question, how they receive their information, you know what I'm saying? Or trying to make them question, what direction to go in. 3 of Wands. Got the Tower at the bottom of the deck. Like I said, with the Ace of Cups. Like somebody going through some type of, could be a new love or a new one-on-one, thing. Or something that somebody discovering, what I'm saying, emotions or something like that, they discovering for somebody that they didn't have before. You know how like somebody that tells somebody, they got something coming in, or they, see something, like telling somebody they see something they don't see, and then that person missed that opportunity. Because it's like somebody making somebody question their intuition to cause a tower, and a new, what I'm saying, and somebody ended up, ends up getting a new love, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like something ended up, by this person doing this, is like cause a tower because of them doing that. Like I said, somebody could have, went to a tarot reader, questioning, um, making somebody question their intuition, questioning like what direction they going in. Three of Wands. Like somebody tried to cast like some type of illusion over somebody to make them see something differently. Clarify the moon. But you got Pisces out here so far, with this moon and with the high priestess. You got water out here so far with fire. With the Three of Wands. What's the moon by itself? Clarify the moon. What's the moon? What's the moon? Like somebody went to a damn tarot reader thinking, that this person was, telling them the truth, you know what I'm saying? But they were really trying to make this person question their own intuition. Or they wanted this person to question another person's intuition. Like making them feel like it's something hidden, like casting, illusions, you know what I'm saying? Making them feel like, there's some type of, making them confused about how to see something. What's the moon? Clarify the moon. Yeah, the tower again. What's the moon with the tower? It was at the bottom of the deck. What's the moon with the tower? Clarify the moon with the tower. Yeah, they're under judgment. Yeah, Ten of Cups with the Six of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. The Star. Damn. It's like somebody, Ten of Cups, or they, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody sped something up by them doing something, especially if they were deliberately trying to make somebody miss this opportunity. Whether it was you, whether it was another person. But it's like Ten of Cups and this Six of Swords. It's like somebody moved on the calmer waters, but putting the past behind them. It's also, going on this journey, like getting some type of relief, from something. Like feeling like, they freed themselves, like they, dodged a bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like they left in the nick of time. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got the Ace of Pentacles, at the bottom of the deck, right behind the Six of Swords. So it's like the Most High, like, rewarding, somebody, with a new beginning, for walking away gracefully, not, you know what I'm saying, regardless of, like, how something may have ended, but more, I'm getting more like somebody was guided with the star, like somebody that was a star that was guided away from somebody, you know what I'm saying, by way of their ancestors protecting them and your boundaries from this devil energy. I'm telling you, bro. Somebody weird as fuck. So whoever this is, like somebody, could be a water sign, but I mean an air sign with fire in their chart, but this is somebody definitely, shit in the fucking hot seat at this point, because they under judgment. That karma. That karma is a motherfucker, bro. Like somebody going through an awakening. You know what I'm saying? And they also, being made aware at the same time of like what it was that somebody, that's why I said somebody learned a lesson. Somebody was a lesson learned. Like, especially if somebody listened to a Dark Tarot reader about a high priestess, shit. And them trying to make it, you know what I'm saying, flip it and project and some shit like that. Like somebody in a tower for not trusting their own damn intuition. For letting somebody confuse their ass and shit. Cause this tower is about your crown. This is about how you view something, like how, you know, somebody, you know, actually using the thought process. The moon even talks about, you know, your intuition, your third eye. So if somebody clouding your, you know what I'm saying, your third eye as far as you, you know, trusting what your mind's eye shows you, shit, everything else off balance too. At this point. Clarify, I regret lying to you. Who is this? I regret lying to you. Clarify. Page of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You got the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Some emotional pain here. There's like an air sign. Possibly they done called judgment on somebody for, you know, how they, you know, came across or how they ancestors is protecting them, you know, when it comes to whatever this these illusions that somebody was trying to, you know what I'm saying, project or causing, you know, somebody, a Pisces, possibly a water sign. Somebody could have fire in their chart, but be a air sign. That could be a fire sign with Libra placements, or any air placement. Because I feel like now somebody, you know, is taking a hit, you know what I'm saying, financially. Like they coming off as this is somebody, you know, maybe young at heart, you know what I'm saying, still learning, or this is somebody that may not have much, but they faithful, you know what I'm saying. You can have earth in your chart. You could be very grounded. Very grounded. You know what I'm saying? You could be short, man or woman. But you deeply, you know, rooted, grounded. Like you well-rounded as well. Easy to get along with and things like that until you crossed. But I feel like even then, you know, you still coming off as somebody that may not have much. You may not, you know what I'm saying? A lot may have been taken from you at that time, energetically and so many other ways, but I feel like there's somebody that knows, you know, how faithful you have been. You're very good, you know, at planning, you know, very trustworthy, goal oriented. But Three of Swords, Three of Cups, 333 could be significant. But somebody definitely, you know, dealing with some type of heartbreak, you know what I'm saying, some sorrow because of, you know what I'm saying, what they did or what they know they caused to somebody that, you know, was good to them. Like somebody wanted, you know, to question, you know, somebody, you know, capabilities, their gifts and shit like that. Oh, and I'm gonna say this, collective. No matter who you get a reading from, counsel with your spirit team. And if you're not somebody that normally talks to your spirit guides, if you normally not somebody that thanks your ancestors, that, you know, you may or may not have an altar for them, you may not, you know, may or may not, you know, present them with an offering when it is you need some. You know how some folks say you only call on me when you need something. If you did them like that when they were living, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have to make up for that shit if they gone now. You ain't gonna be able to be sometiming with them. You know what I'm saying? You gonna fuck with them all the time or none at all. So don't play your ancestors of the light that have ascended into heaven like they, you know, somebody on the street, like you just call on them when you need them, because they gonna deliver the same way you know what I'm saying, the way you handle them, they gonna handle your ass the same way. And at this point, like somebody ancestors, you know, protects them, spiritually protects them. You know what I'm saying? So that means they stay loyal. You know what I'm saying? They stay faithful to their ancestors. You know what I'm saying? They stay faithful to what they do. You know what I'm saying? They may not have much to give, but they you know what I'm saying, they grounded. You know what I'm saying? They more than aware of what they need to do, and they know who they can call on. If they can't do it, I know somebody that can. And they got some ancestors that possibly come from a warrior bloodline. They're gonna stand up for them even when they was living. So if they passed away, you know, rest in peace to whoever, you know, this is. whoever you are with these ancestors, because baby, they don't play about you. I don't give a damn what come or what may, you know what I'm saying? Rain, sleet, or snow. As long as they know, you was deserving of whatever it was, how matter how big or small it was that somebody, had that opportunity to do something right and didn't, yeah. Your ancestors gonna make them reap what they damn sow. They ain't gonna let them come back, you know what I'm saying, without a fight. They're gonna have to prove themselves, not just to your ancestors, but to the Most High God, because they won't get, too many opportunities with you. They may go do somebody else like that, but they ain't gonna get too many chances to play, in your face, man or woman. What's this Page of Swords? I mean, this Page of Pentacles. What's the Page of Pentacles? Clarify the Page of Pentacles. What's the Page of Pentacles? I regret lying to you. Yeah, King of Wands. Be a like I said, a fire sign, could have air placements. And this is somebody now, coming in knowing, as a protector, being protective, knowing they should have protected you. They should have stood up for you. They should have known, known better. Should have used they common sense. I couldn't even get it out. But yeah. This person, imagines themselves, they're visionary. This is somebody, that's faithful to their damn self. Like, they can be this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know they can be this way, but they regret lying to you. They know, that you was, somebody that was equal to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted for them, you wanted the best for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was, down. You was all in, for them. But at the same time, they left you unguarded. You know what I'm saying? You got the 8 of Wands, the 5 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. See what I'm saying? What did this person lie about? I regret lying to. What do they regret lying about? What do they regret lying about? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, clarify. What do they regret lying about? What do they regret lying about? Clarify what they regret lying to the collective about. What do they regret lying to the collective about? Got the Queen of Wands, 4 of Cups. Somebody, whoever this is, like, somebody has like a mutual attraction to each other. Like, there's, some type of understood passion or something like that between a King of Wands and a Queen of Wands. And it's like somebody regret lying to somebody that they know, they see as very attractive, very confident, but also, somebody they feel like, is a missed opportunity, especially, when it came to them thinking that however they were coming off to you was or whatever they were telling you, their reasons were, for like causing some type of disconnect, like making you feel like, they wasn't interested, or especially if it caused you like some depression. What do they regret lying about? What do they regret lying to the collective about? Regret lying to you. Clarify, regret lying to you. What do they regret lying about? What was these lies about? What were these lies about? You got the Hermit and you got the Magician with the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Three of Pentacles. Somebody looked within, did some shadow work, self-reflecting, you know what I'm saying? Somebody regret lying to you, knowing that whatever it is that you would, the gifts that you had, the gift that you had to communicate with the divine, the fact that you were telling somebody you were a seer, with the fact that you were telling somebody, that the Most High will show you things, you know what I'm saying? Like, or what you may have been dreaming about, or like what you were communicating, to the universe about, or the fact that you have a direct link, or that you can get answers. Ace of Swords, you know what I'm saying? Somebody fucked around and found out, like, whatever they reflecting, like, whatever it is that they know, couldn't have came from nobody but the divine. Like, whatever answers you got, whatever you saw, whatever you reacted on, without them telling you exactly like what they were lying about, but you still made a move based on the lies they told. Like, feeling like they were lying, period. Like, even if you didn't know what they were lying about, you knew they were lying to you about something that, may have, been undeserving of, what I'm saying, of you to have to deal with that or go through that, and still had this person in your energy. That's why your ancestors, made something aware to you, because you asked. Like they say, you have not because you asked not. And I feel like somebody went within, you know what I'm saying, self-reflected now, like doing shadow work. But this is like somebody now knowing that somebody has the gift of, you know what I'm saying, got gifts to communicate. Like somebody has, they very, you know what I'm saying, tapped in. And they regret lying to you now, especially knowing that you were able to get the answers, even if they didn't tell you. And you possibly told this person that. This person could have just went in the Hermit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what happened. They didn't realize, you know what I'm saying, the gifts that was given to somebody means that if you put somebody in a bad situation, to where they feel like a disconnect between you and them, they call for their energy back, go in Hermit and get some answers, like they gonna get them. And you possibly got them about, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Like somebody went in the Hermit, and like I said, you leave people too long, ignore them, you know what I'm saying, sending them mixed signals or something like that, or feeling like you gonna run some type of game or play on somebody's emotions and shit like that. Don't be surprised, when you get to doing that shit and you leave them by themselves for too long. They fuck around and go in the Hermit, they isolate themselves, they come out with answers. If they want some clarity, if they go into meditating 4 cups, you know what I'm saying? Because they feel like, it's somebody else, you entertaining, other people, you giving to other people, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't able, you know what I'm saying, feeling like I'm going to still be around, bet. Let me find out that you wasting my time. Let me find out, that you know what I'm saying, trying to make me think, it ain't nothing when it really is. Or somebody telling you, it's me when it's really your ass. You know what I'm saying? Or this is the fact that they can't see what the fuck I'm doing because I ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like somebody went in hermit. You know what I'm saying? Self-reflecting, or, just spiritually, like, going toward whatever they feel like, is like meditation, or like a isolation period. Whether you going outside, whether you, are doing your affirmations and things like that. You could be journaling, a lot of different things, talking to other, soul tribe, members and things like that, people that you solely connect to. But them gifts, the art of that communication that you have with the divine, like somebody knew that if you wanted to know something, you could ask the divine and still get it. And that's the justice in this situation. Like, they regret lying to you, because they seen you as somebody that, they can build with, grow with. They seen you as somebody, that deserved this recognition. Like, you deserve more than what they gave, you know what I'm saying? But they getting some clarity. You got some clarity, or they getting some clarity to make a sound decision. But I feel like even they had to go in the hermit, you know what I'm saying? And they could be manifesting, another opportunity, another chance, you know what I'm saying, to make something right, to make the right decision. Yeah, they want a new opportunity to, make this right with the 3 of Pentacles. Come in with this equal give and take, after leaving you out in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Or the fact that they chose, somebody over you. They chose another route, you know what I'm saying? And they may have been focused, more on their money, their finances, you know what I'm saying? Like, feeling like they needed to focus more on that, instead of finding, you know what I'm saying, ways to, express themselves to you, like leaving things out, you know what I'm saying, that needed to be, like, their future plans, like they left that out. But now they want to come toward it. Page of Cups. What's the Hermit with the Magician? Clarify the Hermit with the Magician. What's the Hermit with the Magician? Says somebody want to follow their dreams now. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Somebody want to follow their dreams when it comes to them, possibly wanting, like, a water sign could have earth in their chart, or a water sign could be dealing with an earth sign, or somebody who has, earth in their chart. Yeah. Like, this is somebody that has, like, some, keeping something close to their chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever their plans are, Page of Cups, like somebody's planning something when it comes to them moving forward, you know what I'm saying, following their heart, their dreams, being vulnerable now. Being vulnerable. Like, somebody has some vulnerability issues, like somebody, regret, especially if they didn't tell you how they really felt, or what they really had going on, or why they, were being, emotionally unavailable to that to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like they may have, four pentacles, but they only gave you the bare minimum. Like somebody was not completely, honest with you. They didn't tell you completely exactly like how they felt, where they stood or why they were behaving the way they were, where this was coming from, the root of their issues. With the Page of Cups, like the root of their issues could have been the fact that they, they've been vulnerable with people in the past that just took advantage of that. May have used it against them, threw it up in their face, may have, talked about it when they were, when the breakup happened, told their business, made them feel bad, for, even giving a damn about these folks, but they feel like, they regret lying to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they told you they didn't really want nothing serious or something like that. But this was them, trying to avoid some type of pain. You know what I'm saying? Some type of downfall. You know what I'm saying? For like falling for another person again. And they question their intuition. Like the root of their problem is, possibly some insecurities. But they, you know what I'm saying, didn't tell you the whole of it either. But now, they knowing they have to find some other way to express, how they feel and want to come towards you to tell you about, what they've been holding on to. Like they've been suppressing a lot of emotions too. But they also, experiencing like new feelings, that done continue to build even when you wasn't, around anymore. And they want to follow their heart now. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And they may, expressing this, they could, end up crying. Like, feeling like they want to. Whoever this water sign is. Or air sign dealing with a water sign, but it's the fact that they know, they know you to be a very grounded person, but at the same time, it's like somebody dating somebody strong. You know how they say behind every good man is a strong woman? That's what I'm getting with this Page of Cups and this Knight of Cups. And somebody got a lot of emotion for somebody. They do. Their card being repoed is their karma for blaming you. Clarify. Their card being repoed is their karma for blaming you. Their card being repoed is their karma for blaming you. What was this? Card being repoed is their karma for blaming you. Clarifying. Their card being repoed is their karma for blaming you. Blaming you for what? What are they blaming you for? What are they blaming the collective for? What are they blaming the collective for? Who is this blaming the collective? Who is this blaming the collective? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Got the Four of Pentacles, Taurus energy with Capricorn. But this is, like possibly somebody, looking at how they may have been trying to, use some type of control or like blocking, change. Like if somebody had, some type of way of controlling another person, with the way they think or what they were saying, because they got some fixed beliefs or whatever that they stick to, or they got this fixed attitude about things. Like they may have, been refusing to, like had somebody like fear of change. Like whoever this is, this dark reader is like somebody could have told somebody, some things that may have kind of made them scared, to change anything or go toward anything, that they weren't familiar with. Instead of, being honest with that person about them not, knowing honestly like what they need to do in the first place. Because at this point, it's like whatever they were being told cause somebody, really to like be how they were towards you, like treat you the way they did. And this could have, like I said, it could have been a past life reading, but this also, somebody that, with this Four of Pentacles, this is about communication. This is somebody's throat chakra. Especially if somebody, actually thought that they ways, it's like my way or the highway. And it's like somebody possibly feeling like, I'm also getting like somebody feeling like, well, you shouldn't have walked away, if you know how you felt about me, you know how I felt about you, like blaming you. Yeah, because you got the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, Three of Cups with the Chariot. What's the Four of Pentacles? What's the Four of Pentacles? Clarify the Four of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Capricorn again. With the Hangman at the bottom of the deck in reverse now. Yeah. This is somebody that, may have been, like I said, resisting like they spiritual calling. You know what I'm saying? Like any kind of spiritual influence. Like if you were trying to get this person, if they ancestors, or the fact that they were being nudged to like, look within for themselves. Not how some people say, you got gifts, you just need to access them. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you need to start thinking for yourself, speak up for yourself. Start making changes in your environment. You know what I'm saying? Change the people you be around and stuff like this, so that you don't have to be around people that make you question every move you make. Oh, you really want to do that? I don't see why so-and-so did it. That shit ain't work out for them. That's them. But if somebody completely, constantly always speaking negative about any decisions, any changes you trying to make, stop sharing them with people. Page of Cups. Stop sharing, things that you working on, your creativity, your ideas and shit. Stop sharing it with people that if they ain't gonna support you or back you or be there for you. Because some people downplay what you want to do because they ain't doing it. Or they want to head start, if they'd have thought of it before you, they wouldn't have been shooting you down because they already doing it. But then them same people that'll take your idea and go do it and be sitting here one minute telling you not to do it and all the shit that you shouldn't, why you shouldn't do it, but then they'll take off and go do it and you ain't heard from them in 2 months. And that very the reason why you ain't heard from them, they doing that shit you was doing. Or that shit you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, but somebody now, that once was juggling, now they finding balance. Like they realizing now, what they need to be paying attention to, what they need to put their energy into. You know what I'm saying? Prioritizing. What on your list of priorities, where do that person fall? So at this point, it's like, them making a decision. They coming out of that indecisiveness. You know what I'm saying? Like being confused about, what direction to go in. What if I go this route and it don't work? Shit, go do it first. Just because it didn't work for somebody else, or just because you went through it with somebody else, don't mean, just because the process seemed the same, don't mean you're gonna get the same outcome. This is somebody that was, fearing change, but at the same time, they wanted, felt like it was somebody else's fault that, you know what I'm saying, they, how some people feel like you ought to stay a little longer, like why you ain't just work with me or something like that, but this is somebody that's inflexible. Four of Pentacles, like they ain't willing to work nothing out. They ain't not willing, you know what I'm saying, to, be fair about a situation. This is somebody that won't say nothing, but they'll try to manipulate what it's like somebody will manipulate what you giving and keep taking and give you the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to give you a little bit of my energy from time to time, because I'm kind of split, 5 ways to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Or 4 ways to Sunday. You know what I'm saying with the Four of Pentacles? Like they could have been pulled in so many damn different directions. You know what I'm saying? Because you do have the Chariot that was out here at first at the bottom of the deck. So they can be pulled in a lot of different directions, but it's like you have to resolve issues as they come. Not, feel like I'm going to get back to it. No. That shit just going to pile up. And at this point, it's like somebody, was in fear of change, but that's only because this person was being inflexible. Like they weren't willing to like figure something out together, but especially if they were using that as a way to control how something goes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's going to be able to help them make a better decision. Like somebody having to reprioritize, like they had to find, balance now. Like adaptability, like how to, adapt to what's the way something is now, since they losing their car because somebody was in fear of change and they like blaming somebody else, when they were the one juggling. Now they gotta juggle, you know what I'm saying, and make a decision. Now they having to prioritize, you know what I'm saying, like find, time management. Like now they're gonna have to balance where they go and how they, you know what I'm saying, operate, who they deal with and why. That's, you know what I'm saying? Can't use your money to control somebody. Now you ain't got it. It ain't enough to keep nothing going. What's the Four of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles? Clarify the Four of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles. Your card being repoed. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Okay? So financial loss. So financial loss. Like somebody, now could be in between jobs. They could lose their job now because of, them having their car repoed. They could be in isolation now, when it comes to whatever they're going through. Yeah, I'm struggling. Could be an earth sign. Could be any earth sign. You got Taurus, you got Capricorn out here. Or there's a water sign that got earth in their chart. Man or woman. You got the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It's like somebody now got to reevaluate, how they see themselves or what they thought, their actions and their attitude and their fixed beliefs was supposed to, get them. What's the Four of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles? Clarify the Four of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles. What's the Four of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles? Spirit, home, and angels, clarify. It's the Four of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles. Clarify the Four of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. You got the Seven of Swords with the King of Pentacles. So somebody want to come in taking some accountability now, for blaming you. Could want to come in and confess, but, this is also, somebody turning over a new leaf as well. But they want to come in being consistent. But this is, somebody could have been, abundant at one time, been on a high horse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like somebody was abundant, you know what I'm saying, had a little money, you know what I'm saying, looking good, smelling good, thriving, you know what I'm saying? But at this point, it's like somebody, having, like somebody taking accountability, you know what I'm saying? But they also somebody that know, they had what they needed at one time. They just not, they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, very giving, or somebody, was not looking at, being somebody that was reliable for somebody that really deserved it. So this King of Pentacles comes off as like a provider, you know what I'm saying, a good provider. Father figure don't have to be, but at this point, it's like somebody that is very dependable. Whether they were that way at some point, or they, like confessing, you know what I'm saying, you deserved it. Like this is somebody that takes care of and looks out for people they really care about. And they see you as that, like somebody confessing. This King of Pentacles could be a woman, could be a man. You got the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck with the Four of Swords to the Lovers. Like somebody want to come in and, somebody truth telling, like coming in, being honest with you, telling you the truth. Air sign, somebody want to come in and tell you the truth about something. But they're coming in with a lot of passion. They want to lay something to rest. Four of Swords. A lot of determination. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They know you protecting your peace at this time. Like they be healing. Yeah. Somebody want this new beginning after they, you know what I'm saying, caused this betrayal. Especially when it came to how they, manipulated a situation to the point where they may have, like I said, went to a dark reader that, misled them or gave them, a false narrative, you know what I'm saying, that may have caused them to, treat you a certain way, look at, your connection to them in a certain way. And by doing that, you know what I'm saying, they may have wanted you to, stick around or, work something out with them, at a time when you had already made your decision, especially after you done seen what you needed to see. What's the Judgment with the Tower? Clarify the Judgment with the Tower. Clarify the Judgment with the Tower. What's the Judgment with the Tower? Yeah. What's the Judgment with the Tower? Clarify the Judgment with the Tower. We're going to close out. What's the Judgment with the Tower? Two of the Tarot. What's the Judgment with the Tower? I'm about to just leave it here. That's it. That's all. Clarify the Judgment with the Tower, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Or is that it? Yeah, that's it. That's all. Like somebody just now, at this point under judgment when it comes to the fact that they may have listened, to the wrong somebody and took action, that now done taught them a huge lesson about, somebody gifts and who they should have, trusted, at a time where they, can't blame somebody else for whatever their gifts are. And I feel like somebody, really thought that whatever it is that they were being confused by had something to do, with them, not seeing something or something that somebody wasn't telling them, when in actuality, somebody making another person question their intuition and what they know somebody else is seeing or said. Like, the only way you gonna know is if you know what I'm saying, taking heed of what they said and using, how somebody knows something, they own to something, and they kind of tell you what some of that dirt is they got on you, indirectly or just directly. They, kind of already figured out something, and you deny it because it ain't, it ain't, the timeline ain't right. Like, they may be off about something, here and there, but overall, what they own to, what they're getting at. But instead of you taking accountability for what they do know and what they are on to, you'll just say, some of that person will just say, no, see, you lying now. Like, that ain't even what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You must be doing that or something like that. But I feel like somebody doesn't learn a lesson when it comes to, playing, with other people's, you know what I'm saying, foresight, or making them question their intuition, or making, confusing them, or letting somebody confuse their ears. Give me one more on this tarot reader. Was this a dark tarot reader? Was this tarot reader dark? Or is this tarot reader dark? Is this tarot reader dark? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Was this tarot reader dark? Or is this tarot reader dark? Terrifying. About a dark tarot reader. Got the Nine of Pentacles with the Empress. Yeah, it's a fire sign under judgment for saying that for possibly telling like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn that a tarot reader was dark, that was, or a Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio may have went to a dark tarot reader. But I feel like whoever this is, because you got the Nine of Pentacles, somebody's already, you know what I'm saying, looked at, you know what I'm saying, for their rewarded efforts. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody could not like, that somebody gets compliments, or that they, whether it's from their followers, in their comments and stuff like that. They may do whatever it is they do, for little or nothing, or nothing at all. Like somebody may not even be monetized. You know what I'm saying? They just doing something, because they like doing it. They may be good at what they doing, or they getting better at it. You know what I'm saying? But they not a dark terrorist. Like somebody trying to say a divine feminine or empress. It's dark. You know what I'm saying? And this could be somebody that just want money. They just want likes. You know what I'm saying? But this is why, what I'm saying, 10 of Wands, somebody under judgment. Yep, feeling burdened, like somebody, way down, struggling, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to them, not, taking accountability. Cause it's like somebody don't like, how somebody, you know what I'm saying, like how they get their answers or whatever. Like talking, you know what I'm saying, curiosity about somebody's, influence. Like somebody could be an influencer as well. Like I said, somebody don't like somebody's strength. It's like somebody being made aware of how somebody, may have said things to them to like make them question how they saw something, because they were in a tower they dance. You know how somebody may be going through things and not heal themselves, and they, doing tarot. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, like if somebody always using their gifts for dark, or they, constantly manipulating, other people's free will, for the advancement of themselves, or the satisfaction, or just, you know what I'm saying, to make something better for them. At that point, you don't need to be dealing with people like that. They still got some growing, some learning, some healing to do. You know what I'm saying? So that they don't have to, feel as though that they need to give you some miscommunication without counseling, with their spirit team. This is possibly somebody that may not even deal with their ancestors of the light. You know what I'm saying? They more, channeling and, like I said, possibly, projecting at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like this could be somebody that, and you do have, some people that, are unhealed, unawakened, and things like that, but that time for them will come around. And majority of the time, if you're attacking people that got spiritual gifts and ranking, like you easily sat down and humbled, and sometimes, in the worst way, and it affects your health and things like that, because of, people's ancestors, they come down hard, because you're refusing to work on yourself, and yet you giving other people, you know what I'm saying, communication in areas of their life and things like that without reflecting on your own. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to end it here, collective. You guys, make sure you do something nice for someone today, even if you don't know them. But make sure you hit that like, that subscribe button on your way out. Overall, hopefully the message resonates and or is helpful. Until next time, you guys, I love you. Have an awesome day on purpose. Mwah. Bye.